Hey everybody, Scruff here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our Saxlingham Let's Play series. We're on episode 7 at the moment, and I've skipped quite a bit of time. Last time round, we were in September. I was finishing off the grass bales that we made. We basically made some silage bales, put them into storage, fermented, and we're well past that time now. We're in December. And that's the beauty of it, because we're doing like a good focus on arable work. We can do these big jump cuts going forward in time. Now, my money, I think at the start of the last episode, it was around 40,000 leasing out equipment, spending quite a bit, and it's down to 258. I've pretty much just got by, but luckily we're going to go sell the grain today in this episode, and we're going to get some money. Now, I want to point out some of the things that I have purchased to bring the cash down. A lot of it has been the fact that yes, I've made purchases, but also each month I'm having the fees coming out. But I do want to show you that I've bought 2 IBCs of liquid fertilizer, hoping that'll last me out. If it doesn't, it doesn't matter, because we're going to jump again to do this, the springtime spraying in our crop fields. But I also purchased this, but I got it on finance. So using Arrow's masterful hire purchase mod. And if I go down to the hire purchase tab, you can see the original thing we bought, the baler, that's still quite a lot of money each month. This one, I went for only 12 months. I only bought it last month, so we've done 1 month of payment, and we got a final fee of 1,895. The total is 12,000 basically, but I paid a deposit of about, I think it was like 3.5. So it's not too bad. It's not like it's going to cost a lot. That's why I went for 11 months, low interest rate, and each month we're paying 967. But I thought it was a good idea to get a low loader trailer to transport things like IBCs and big bags and so on. And I think it's just, it's the perfect size. It's not too crazy, but it will do the job. So I purchased that. Now, looking at the cows, if we just have a quick run up here, I'll show you. But the cows are kind of just ticking along quite nicely. And in the last episode, I was getting so confused, really confused by the fact that I had, I'm sure I bought 2 cows at a good age, one bull and 1 female, but for some reason I just didn't see the Angus bull. This one, it's at 15 months old, so I don't know what I was looking at in the last episode to miss that, but I did. And we should have a Hereford female that you can see is in calf now. It's got 2 calves that it's expected, and that's the only one. The rest are just ticking along. They're getting older. The price is going up. We're doing quite well for that, and the weight's obviously going up. But we want to at least get to the target weight and beyond, ideally. We are getting close. Like this one, you can see it's already gone over 3,600. Is a crazy price. It shows that the bulls make more money because they're more quality meat on them. So yeah, we're doing well with them. They're consuming quite a bit of food, and I've started to put silage in now that I'm in December. I've got 3,000 litres left of the meadow grass. So yeah, but it's going to be nice to see all like fully grown cows in here, knowing that we're doing beef stock. And we're just going to have to keep the 2 probably. Well, we could get rid of the bull, the Angus bull, but we're going to have to keep her when she has her calves. We'll figure that out. There is an option though to castrate males, so I don't know where you do that though, but there is an option now, and I have updated the mod, so I should be able to castrate. I know that sounds horrific, and it is. It really is. But like this bull, I should be able to have the option. I wonder if it is actually in this section here, because it'd be good to just do that now. So if we go to information, we can remove the monitor from here. But if we go to this Angus bull, there you go. So we can castrate. So if I select this one, can I castrate from this area? No, I can't. So it's something you're going to have to do individually. It'd be nice if you could, well, basically it'd be nice if we could like select several and do it in one go. But let's just do that. I don't think there's a fee for this anyway. I'm hoping there isn't. If we just click that, it should mean this one we don't need to do that with. Every other one we should. This is going to be interesting. I don't know if it takes like maybe a month for it to happen. I mean, that's got... oh, I've done it now. There's no going back. I was going to say, that's got such good genetics. It's almost, yeah, you can see the infertile. Oh my God, I feel so bad now. I feel like really bad. I mean, it does bring the overall down, but I guess that's because this is just really low. But the quality's there, metabolism's there, that's the main thing. But yeah, it's making me think like, you know, we should maybe keep a few, but this one's, you know, this Angus bull obviously is doing a good job. But yeah, it's a strange one, but we need to do it. I mean, look at this one. This one's got really good as well. I'll keep that one. I'll keep that one. I feel bad for the other one now, but we'll keep that there like that. My God, that was traumatic, if anything. Anyway, I know I'm running around like a madman. Trying to think, I'm sure I had a tiny little spreader, but I can't seem to figure out if I did. But anyway, it doesn't matter. We're going to be doing spraying eventually. But first, let's go and make some serious cash. It needs to be done. Yeah, it really does need to be done. Look at this inside now because of the mod that's on Mod Hub. I'll put a picture of it now in the bottom left-hand corner so you can figure out. But it's so cool. We've got like real-time information. Shows you like when you've got GPS enabled. You see it's flashing right now because we haven't. But then it's the map. It's the fact that the map turns when you're turning. And because we've got a real live GPS PDA, yeah, it's super cool in cab. But anyway, we are going to sell this. I think I know where the best place to sell. I kept an eye on it, and I also got it tagged. But let's just make sure that nothing's changed there. Hide all the ones we can't sell. And yes, it's there. So you can see we've got the exact price that we'd want, which is the max price. So we should get some serious cash. We're going to this one, Floatman Grain, which is a nice drive because it's literally out all the way down. We've been there before, and I'm pretty certain that it's that one. So we'll tag it just once just to make sure we go to the right spot. And, oops, it's a bit random. Should be all right there, I think. Yeah. I mean, we could zoom out a little bit. Doesn't have to be too much. There we go. That's probably about right. What we got? We got 21,000. So it's going to take a few trips to do this. Let's put the cover on. It's going to take a few trips to get this sorted out, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it all myself. Probably do a bit of it on a time lapse, as you can imagine, with me going up and down, up and down. But I'm just glad that we're at the point where we're going to be making some money because we're in need of it. We really are. But it is, look, 6,000 feet away. It'd be nice if it showed us that maybe in miles, but it's not too bad. But yeah, after that, my plan is I want to skip through. I want to skip through into spring and get a bit of spraying done. I also want to talk about the grass fields because I actually did that as well. I did quite a bit in between this episode and the last one. I enjoyed it. I was just playing through later on in the evening after I recorded the last episode and decided to try and use the time and be productive. So I sorted out the whole grass field. I actually ploughed it, well, subsoiled it, should I say, and I, yeah, direct seeded into it after liming. So I got the pH sorted out, direct seeded in, and the grass is growing quite well. But I also put some fertilizer down, so a tiny bit of liquid fertilizer down on it because I didn't want to buy loads of solid fertilizer to put in the big spreader when it already had a bit of lime left in it. So all sorted. Now, update on the fields that have been growing. I forgot to press the tram lines on 3 of the 4 fields that I wanted it on. I didn't want the tram lines on the small one. If I just try and quickly open it, I didn't want tram lines on field 7 because it's just very small. But on 19, 3 and 2, I did want tram lines. But I set it, like I activated it after planting. So I decided to use the easy development mod and reset the fields, which is brilliant because you just reset it to where it is with all the same information. But there's no option, unfortunately, when doing that to say that we shouldn't get weeds because we've ploughed, for example, which we did subsoiling, so there was never going to be any weeds. But because I reset it to try and get the tram lines, which worked, so that was a bonus that it did work. It has weeds in it growing now, and what I'm going to probably do is when I get to harvest, I'm just going to put weeds. I don't know, maybe. What we could do basically is just say that we spread we put herbicide on. it's a weird one that it doesn't actually give you the option in the easy development mod to, to specify that no, we shouldn't get any weeds because the field's been ploughed. But I wanted the tram line, so I'm glad I did it. But I'll be honest, when I did it, I didn't think about the fact that the weeds would be an issue. So it's just something I'm going to have to sort out. But anyway, we're here. It's going to be... I mean, it's a nice sell point. At least it's easy to drive through. Don't have to do any awkward reversing. And really, we could, set up the worker to do this on an auto drive course. But like with most things like that, you don't play the game as much. And it goes back to like when I was doing my Farm Sim videos, especially on like 22 and mostly on a lot of the series I was doing 22. I was doing more montages, and even though they are better to put in the videos and I really enjoy them, I feel like I can do it well with the editing and everything, and it looks good for you, the viewer. When doing that, I'm always having to use auto drive or courseplay combined. So yeah, I can be outside with a camera floating about the place to get the footage. So I've been doing a lot more time lapses recently, and I haven't really done many montages because I want to play the game, and that's the main reason. I don't want to just sit there watching them do all the work just so I can get the footage for a montage when I'd rather be playing the game. So yeah, that is why I've kind of not been doing many montages recently. But in 22 I did a lot more than I do now. So at some point, if there is a lot of workers going, then I will probably do a few montages. But for jobs like this, we may as well just stick to the time lapse. It makes sense, and it speeds it up for you whilst I'm playing, and I can also use it to listen to a bit of music at the same time, or sometimes I'll listen to an audiobook. So it's kind of win-win. But yeah, 16,000. We're much better off than what we were. We're only one load in, and there's plenty more to go, but I do want to skip forward and go from there. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I need to update on. Oh, there is. There's one thing. It was in the last episode I was talking about the bales, and mainly talking about the mod that adds the net wrap and twine and different effects. So basically what it does is just changes like the colour of the twine or the colour of the netting that goes around a round bale. Now, I was saying it was strange because it removed the base game items, and it does do that, but what it does is kind of makes it so that they're all singular and you can see them, because if in the base game you still got the option to have them all, but it's like you go into it as a generic and then you can kind of like scroll through. Now the only thing with the base game versions of the nets and everything, you can't really see it much. It's not like you can change the colour, so it's a good mod for that. And I have sorted out the capacity of the bales, so we're getting 5,000 litres now per 125 bale, and I've also changed it for basically all types as well, so like silage, hay, or if we're doing grass, which we won't be doing, but anything like that we don't need to worry now. 5,000 litre is the bale, and that second field I did do some bales on, finished off what I mowed and rode, and they were all 5,000 litres. Now I have removed that mod, but I'm going to put it back in because now I know what everything's, now I know everything about it and can understand what it does and why it does it. I'm happy to use it again. I just thought it was really strange that it removed the base game items, but I kind of get why. It's just not to have duplicates and for it to be more visible, I imagine, instead of just in one single item, which I don't really mind because I think it probably makes it more cluttered, if anything, that you see them all in the shop. But I do like the effects that it adds, so because of that I'm going to add it back in so we can have like white net wrap, for example, on a bale, because currently if I go and take a silage bale out, unwrap it from the actual silage wrap that goes around it, the netting isn't that visible. So I see the benefits to it, I really do. But anyway, got plenty of loads to do. 160 odd thousand is going to be what? That's 5 with 20. It's going to be about 8 at least, probably about 8 loads. So 6 more to go after this. So I'll be going up and down, and I'll probably be wearing out my tyres quite a bit. They were already at about 40% worn, so definitely going to be at least 50 by the time I'm done.
Night shift cutie at the truck stop knows my name. Threw the candle in the midnight oil and lit up the honky-tonk highway. I see the sun come up, cause I ain't been to bed. Gonna have my name cut into a stone when I lay my head. No rest for the wicked, at least for a few 100 miles. I'm running wild, ride the lightning, run on empty in the ring of fire. Rolling like the Mississippi, oh mama tried. But I got bad down to my bones, don't know where I'm gonna go, oh sweet child. I'm running wild, I'm running wild. Always been a runner, never been one for settling down. Spent my life in the backwoods looking for ways out of a one-horse town. I found a 6-string ticket and jumped that westbound train. Now I only slow down long enough to stand up on that stage. Cloud 9 is a cloud of dust for the next 1,000 miles. I'm running wild, ride the lightning, run on empty in the ring of fire. Rolling like the Mississippi, oh mama tried. But I got bad down to my bones, don't know where I'm gonna go, oh sweet child. I'm running wild, yeah, I'm running wild. Mama, I'm running wild, yeah, I'm running wild. I'm running with the devil, rolling down the road, riding on the storm, living like I'm dying slow. Headlights in the fast lane is my home away from home. If there's light after this tunnel, I'm gonna be the first to know. No slowing down, no looking back, no staying for a while. I'm pedaled down and right on track, I'm ready for this ride. I'm running wild, ride the lightning, run on empty in the ring of fire. Rolling like the Mississippi, oh mama tried. And I got bad down to my bones, don't know where I'm gonna go, oh sweet child. I'm running wild, I'm running wild, yeah, I'm running wild, oh, I'm running wild, I'm running wild.
Right, so I've set auto drive up. I think I did 5 trips. There's probably about 4 left, I think, or 3 or something like that. But I decided to be a bit more productive. Apart from the fact I sent him to the wrong location, I actually sent him to a farm around here, thinking it was the same as up here, because it's named the same, it's just in a different subfolder. And I just thought it was this farm, but it's not. This is the starter farm in the auto drive kind of setup. But now he should go pick up wheat, keep doing it on his own. And what we're going to do, as you've probably noticed, I've actually purchased something already, and I know we're going to need this. And my idea is this. It's all right raising all these cattle, you know, where we are pretty much rearing them as beef stock, fattening them up and selling them. It's all right doing that, but then as soon as we sell them, we're going to have to wait ages again. So why don't we stagger it out? And with it being December, it's the perfect kind of month to do it if you do it every 6 months. So I was thinking we go buy maybe 12 cows now or 12 calves, and then go and buy 12 more in July. And then it's June, then it's every 6 months. And then when they come to age, finally, we should be selling them every 6 months. Now, it's going to take a lot of feed, but we've got the fields and we keep doing silage. We should be good. So that's the aim. I'm going to go pick up the trailer. It holds 6 at a time. Ideally, I'd want one that could maybe hold 10. And then, you know, each time it'd just be 10. Jobs are good, and I'd only have to do 1 trip. But we'll go do 2 trips, pick up 10. If I have to reset the animal dealership to find the calves, I will. I'm not going to focus too much on genetics. I just ideally want 12 newborn calves, because we don't want them to get mixed up. Yeah, we don't want them to get mixed up with these. And what have we got? Like a range from, well, there's one there for 3 months, 2 months. There's a few that are 2 months old. So, yeah, we don't want to, because obviously it's better to buy them all around the same age, because then, you know, when they get to that age, then we're, you know, like the age to sell, we should be good. But I think if we just buy them every 6 months, as young as possible, we should be all right. Fingers crossed. So I'm going to go do that. I'm going to go pick up the trailer. We're going to go to the animal dealership. I was going to do the spraying in this episode. Well, I wonder if we can just get in. Just about. Yeah, I was going to do... I think we can do it. No, we can't. So I'm going to back out of that. Yeah, I was saying anyway, I was going to do the spraying. But decided, because I need to do all the fields and spray them all except the grass ones, may as well do that in the next episode. And then pretty much after that, we should be good to harvest. So there'll be another good jump after that episode. And spraying's an important job. And now that I've got the tram lines in, you know, it should be pretty good. So that is, yeah, that's my aim. And then obviously just keep buying calves every 6 months. And go from there. That's the plan. So let's pick up this trailer, go do 2 trips. I'll keep cutting back in as I get to the animal dealership, because you've already seen a time lapse of me doing up and down stretches. You don't want to see any more, but I thought, why not be productive? And we're doing well for money. I mean, when I first started the series, my aim was to like maybe buy a patch of land, and it was affordable. But look at this, 400,000. It's a lot of money, and yeah, we could probably sell Field 7, even though, you know, it's not crazy. That's 350. Probably could buy Field 8 then, but I kind of like that field, and I think at some point I will want to buy Field 8 and maybe even branch out to 18, 19, who knows. But this first harvest here is going to be important. And talking about harvest, in not the last episode, but the episode before that, I was talking about the mod that fluctuates the yield. I'll put a picture up in the bottom left now, so if you want to find it on ModHub, you can. But just keep in mind that I was speaking about changing the numbers so it doesn't fluctuate too high. I felt like it was too much of a potential cheat to get to like 2.5% increase. You know, that's 250% more. Yeah, that's like 250% compared to its standard. So another 150% on top of its standard like value of getting the perfect yield. So I decided to change it. It now goes in, it's random, by the way, so we could have a bad harvest or a really good harvest. So, you know, this oats now, it might turn out to be 0.5 because it can go down to half of what we should get. So let's just talk this in numbers just to give you an idea. With this mod, we have the chance of it being 0.5 below or 0.5 above its standard. Now, imagine the standard harvest in Field 3, for example, was 100,000 litres just from that field. We could either get them potentially as low as 50,000, so half of what we expected, or we could jump up to 150,000, which is an extra 50% on top. So it just keep that in mind. It's obviously not going to be exactly that. We could get 76%, or we could get 112%. But I like it because it's determined on, as I'm seeing it, is the weather and how the year's performed in, you know, and how friendly it's been. And as we all know, playing the game and having a bit of knowledge about farming, even if we're not proper like arable farmers out there in the real world, we know that is a big thing in farming. The weather every year is probably not the same. You're not going to expect to get the exact same, especially if you've been affected by maybe too much rain or too much sun. There's a bit of drought. Like this year, for example, everything's been so dry that the yields are down. But if you're up north and you've had good sunshine, but the rain just before it, you might be having really good yields. So that's the way I wanted it to be. I want it to fluctuate. I don't want to be guaranteed, because we all go into it, and I've done this many a times where I've gone into the yield and gone, oh, let's get the potential, the maximum, and every time it's guaranteed. And if you just do it in the right order and do this and, you know, fertilize it to the maximum, you're guaranteed to get the maximum yield. I like the idea of having this fluctuation where even if I put all that time and effort in and go out my way to fertilize it, spend the money on that, you know, the weather could cause a bit of an issue for me and I might only get 50% because we just had a bad year. But it's nice to know. And with me using the yield tracker, you know, let's say I do 2 years in, I don't know, let's go to Field 7, just show our owned ones. So Field 7, I think we did, was it wheat in this one or barley? It was barley. That one we got, you know, 17,000. Let's say we did barley again, and then again, and just keep doing barley, for example, for 5 years. We'll be able to keep an eye on it and keep a track on it, and you'll be able to see, like, oh, it went up or it went down. Now, this one's out, you know, this one's not a good representation because there was no fertilizer on the ground. But we have got the option here to track 20 years. That's a long time, and I'm probably not going to do that. I'll be moving to more maps before I get to 20 years. But, you know, we have the option to track. Now, field 7 this time, we're going to be growing oats. So this first one's a good representation of fully fertilised. We've rolled, you know, we've done everything right. We've got lime on the ground. The only thing we didn't do this time around is mulch. So that's the only thing. So we could guarantee an increase next time round if we mulch, but it might be lower anyway because we might get a really low percentage. And this time around, we could get 150. Who knows? But it should, you know, be more of an average because you've got to keep in mind we're not just playing with one field. We've got 4 arable fields. So this one might be 50%. That one could be 150%, which averages out to what both would get if it was just the normal yield. So really, you should see more of an average unless you're really unlucky and all 4 fields were below. But I love that variation. I love that uncertainty to it. And it just makes the gameplay a bit more interesting. It's not as standard, is it? So it's refreshing to see. And that's what I've done. So if you want to go do that, jump in my Discord server. I'll tell you the code lines in the mod. It's a Lua file. All you have to do is just change 2 lines. And instead of putting 2.5 in one, you put 1.5. And then in the other one, you're changing a couple of values. It's not difficult at all. But you just need to know your way around an XML. And I use Notepad++ to do it, but it is a Lua file, so it's for coding. But it's straightforward enough, so I can talk you through that if you want to know. But I'm not going to do it in the video because I'd have to show you the screen and everything. I will happily do it in my Discord server. Jump in there. I'll share some screenshots of what lines have changed, and then you can get hands-on. If you want to use the mod and, you know, replicate what I'm doing, which is 0.5 below or 0.5 above, and it's a random yield fluctuation each time you do a harvest. But anyway, enough chin wagging. Do plenty of that. Who would have thought on a YouTube video? And yeah, let's go get some cows, and I'll cut back in when I get to the dealership. And yeah, when I get to the animal market, and we'll see what's on offer. Ideally, I want to keep refreshing and get newborn calves just because it's better to organise and manage, and I'm not really too fussed about, well, this is only these calves at market. I happily will keep refreshing. It's not too much of an issue, that isn't. Right, let's have a look then. Nice drive as always, and I had someone say to me on one of the videos, put a comment on, oh, he said it's a nice drive and they didn't show it. But what they failed to understand is I did show it right before that. I just didn't want to do it twice. So if you really want to see the drive, yeah, I've done it plenty of times in the video, but you know, I'm trying to be efficient in the content I make. But we will definitely explore most of this map, hopefully, as we play it, because it's stunning. It really is. Anyway, let's look at this. We're not looking at, yeah, we're not looking at them. This is a really good one. Brilliant genetics. And this one's 9 months old, even though it's got good genetics. So, not too bad. I mean, 2 months... See, it's getting too close to that age, isn't it? Where I don't know how many we're going to be able to... I don't know. Ideally, I'd want them to be newborns, but I think that's going to be pretty tricky. It really is. I mean, we could try and be really strict on this, but these two here are 2 month old. That one's 1 month. So I think, let's just say no more than 2 months old. So we've got 3 here. If we just buy these selected 3, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly just show you how to refresh it. So we definitely need another 3 for this load anyway. But if we go to game settings, you go down to the the realistic livestock mod, and you just press reset animal dealer, and we go back. We should now have some new animal types, which it looks like we have. So if we go back to Angus, we've got a 10-month-old, again, amazing genetics, but too old for us. 3 months, again, I'm going to be strict. 2 months is where I need it. We've got a 4 month and a 4 month. We're not having much luck here. There is 0. So again, keep refreshing it. That's just how it's going to have to work, but it could be worse, couldn't it? So let's try one more time and see if we get a bit of luck here. So we've got 3 month, 2 months and 1 month. There we go. So we'll take this one. We'll take that one. We need one more. Come on. 5 months. Don't mind the Hereford breed, but we haven't got... We got this one here, though. That's 1 month. There we go. So we should now have 6 cows sitting in the box at the back. We have. They're all just happy and sleeping. And yeah, off we go. Let's go take these to the field. I mean, it could be a good idea to rename them. Just, you know, put something like, I don't know, December year 2, number 1, so on. Got a traffic jam over there. Yeah, I might do that actually. I might rename them when I put them in and just call them December year 2 or just December 2 and then... No, sorry, December year 1. What am I on about? That's just the 2 is the day that's confusing me. But no, call it December year 1 and we'll name it just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. So we know that they're the ones we bought at this period. So we sell them the second load that should get sold, basically. And that's probably the best thing to do. Right, so I've got the 6 ready to put in, but first, before that, I want to rename these so I don't get them mixed up. So it's good that we can actually do this in here, but we're going to call it just, these are going to be year, I'm just trying to think. Let's go year 1. When do you think we would have done this? Probably August? Yeah, August. And then we'll go 1. So that's how I'm going to do it. And it's going to take me a bit of time, but we'll get there. So year 1, space, August 2, and so on. It'd be nice if I could copy and paste, but doesn't work like that. But I'll get it done, and I'll cut back in when I've done this and rename the other ones. So that's that done. Took a little bit of time, but it was worth it because you can see it's more organised now. We've got ones that specify year 1 August, so which is when we purchased them. It goes up to 18 because I have named this one the breed bull, which is breeding bull. And then we've also got a female, which I've just called breed Hereford. They're the only 2 that technically we want to breed out from. Now, we have to keep an eye out because we have got a bull that's not castrated. Every other male, including the one that I felt sorry for, I just thought, no, got to be ruthless. This is the way I'm doing farming on this save game. But every single one is now infertile. We've castrated these males. So we've only got 1. So if it gets to the point where, yeah, we don't want to be sending a calf to slaughter. We don't want to be sending a cow to slaughter that's in calf. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So like, for example, all these Anguses, when they get to, I think it's 18 months, even though I did think that before and then I got really confused because this one's 15 months and it's already in calf. So I don't think it is 18 months. I think that's not correct. I do think they can start, because you can see it's expected. So I think it is 12. So if we go from 12, anything over 12 months, like if we get, for example, like let's have a look. We've got one that's 1 month. That's probably just one that we've purchased just. 2 months, 3 months, 4 months to 6 months. Even this one that's 8 months, you know, in 4 months' time, technically this can get in calf. So we need to move this out. We really do. It needs to go somewhere on its lonesome, and yeah, we go from there. And I have got a bit of an idea, and I have to say this idea was given to me by someone else's amazing idea that they shared in the Discord. So I'm not going to take full credit for this at all, but I do need to do a bit of work and maybe purchase something. But it might be a perfect idea for this solution right now. But I'm happy that we've got 6 more. I might buy another 6. I might do. I'm just trying to figure it out because we don't want to just have too many. I mean, we've got 26 in here. If we're going to do it every 6 months, I don't want it to max out, and it shouldn't do. I mean, we can hold 83 in here. I have to figure it out. It'd be nice to have them all separate in little kind of like paddocks for each kind of group. I mean, we're only doing it once every 6 months. And we've got the money. We're sitting at 108,000. We have sold all the grain, so that's that done. But I'm not going to buy anything like field-wise. I think I need this money going into the next harvest. I would ideally like to buy this section because my idea would fit perfectly with this. But to do that, I'm going to have to take out a loan. I mean, it's the only way to do it. And then I've got, obviously, debt on my back, which is something I wanted to avoid. But I really want to get this set up, and I think it will enhance the gameplay a lot and the series. And let me just kind of talk you through my idea before I end the video. just to give you, you know, an understanding of what I was thinking. So straight away, there's a nice track that drives up in. I wanted to make this into another paddock area for the summertime, so I can fence it off and have this as a paddock area where the cows can roam about in. They've got a bit of shade under the tree, and it almost is perfect. But at the same time, we've got 3 sheds. You can see that nicely placed up here, but I don't need any more storage. I mean, we could put some bales here, for example. There's like a little bale paddock. But, you know, with it being so close to the grass fields, that's one of the grass fields we've been working in. Then we've got this track that goes down there. We've also got a track over there. So there's kind of like 2 tracks that meet up. But that would be a field entrance, and I'd fence all this section off. So it is still an open pasture for outdoors. These 3 sheds, though, I want to turn into cow sheds. So I want to keep the structure, but make a placeable cow shed that fits inside with fencing, and we come up and feed. So in the wintertime, we've actually got somewhere to put these beef stock indoors. And because I don't need the added storage, I think it's a perfect idea. And the reason I've got this idea is I'm going to put a picture up right now of the person in my Discord server that shared this and what they did, and they did such a good job. And I even said I might have to steal that idea and give you full credit for it, because it's a cool idea and it would enhance it, because we'd actually have some cow sheds on this small starting farm that are perfect for what we want to do. We don't need, we don't technically need slurry, we don't need milk or anything like that, but it'd be nice to get a bit of manure, and we could have a bit of manure from it, because we could muck out, give them straw bedding, gives us a reason to keep some more straw, and we can also do some feeding in there. Ideally, we don't need a feed mixer still, because we can just feed silage bales or hay bales, whatever it is we decide to do. But I love the idea of it. I'm selling it to myself at this point. It's just like, just go for it, because it can mean that I can get GE open, do some faffing about as I like to do, and put some pastures, or cow sheds, or turn them into cow sheds, convert them into actual working cow sheds. But at the same time, I could put, well, it'd be difficult because I want to make it so there's a visible kind of fence or feeding trough area inside. So I'm going to have to do some GE work to it. But yeah, I'll actually speak to Brisco and see what he recommends, because I think he might have some really good ideas for it as well, and say, yeah, you should do this, do that. Yeah, let's see what he thinks, because I think it's a cracking idea. In fact, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to get a loan and buy it. I know, want to keep everything down, but we are doing well for money, and it's it's a nice area to have. It's 8 acres of land, comes with a nice area to put some cows in outdoors, and we've got 3 extra sheds to turn into cow barns, which I really like the idea of. So we're going to need 192,000. It's loan time, everybody. I wonder if I've got the actual... Have I got the loan mod on? Should have. I don't think I have. I don't actually think I've got the mod on for loans. So that puts Spanner in it there. So I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll get it all set up and sorted in GE. For the next episode, we're going to fly through into the spring months, but I'll get the proper financing mod on that Arrow's done. Yeah, I'll get the loan mod on that will allow me to do a better version of a loan, and yeah, we will purchase this land at the start of the next episode. I think that has to be done now. I think it has to be, and I'm convincing myself with this. And then I'll put an open pasture in, like the one I've got, fence it all off so we know the boundary to that. That's a second field. We can start separating cows out, especially the ones that we're buying every 6 months. And we know that come July, we've got to buy some more cows. And June it is. I keep saying July, but it's June. And we'll go from there. But yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think of that idea. And I think it's a cracking plan. So thank you so much for watching. I'm going to leave it there. Really appreciate your time. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up if you have, though. And also, if you're new, hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator. See you, everybody.